Blake Lively's entire career is spiraling out of control after her longtime lawyer suddenly quit with no warning. But here's the shocking part. Insiders claim this wasn't just a legal split, it was an escape. Newly leaked reports suggest that Blake is at the center of a massive Hollywood cover-up, with evidence allegedly tying her to a nonprofit PR scandal, secret media manipulation, and explosive behind-the-scenes drama with Justin Baldoni. Could this be the final blow to her once flawless reputation? And what did her lawyer uncover that made them drop her so suddenly? Stay tuned as we break down the leaked communications, the Silver Veil nonprofit scandal, and the behind-the-scenes feud with Justin Baldoni, leading to the shocking truth behind Blake Lively's lawyer's sudden resignation. And if you think that's bad, it's only the beginning, because what happens next could completely destroy her public image.
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals. And then she's going on this press tour, pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
For years, Blake Lively has maintained a near-perfect public image, a Hollywood sweetheart, a savvy businesswoman, and an advocate for good causes. Unlike many celebrities who constantly deal with scandals, Blake's reputation was spotless, but now, her career is facing its biggest threat yet. It all started when her longtime attorney abruptly resigned. This wasn't just any lawyer. This was someone who had been by her side for years, managing high-profile deals, business ventures, and legal protections. And yet, with no warning, they quit. The reason? Irreconcilable differences. In legal terms, this is often a red flag, a sign that the lawyer either discovered something serious that forced them to step away, had a major disagreement with Blake on how to handle the situation, wanted to protect themselves from potential fallout. Lawyers don't just walk away from powerful clients like Blake Lively without a reason. And as the truth started coming out, it became clear that this was much bigger than anyone realized. But what exactly was Blake involved in that made her own lawyer jump ship? The answer shocked even her most loyal fans.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix.
And it's like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
At first, many believed Blake's legal trouble was tied to her beauty business. But then, reports surfaced that her involvement with the nonprofit Silver Veil may have been at the center of this entire scandal. Silver Veil is a well-known charitable organization, respected for its philanthropy and global outreach programs. Blake was deeply involved, using her star power to bring attention to their cause and boost donations. But behind the scenes, something suspicious was happening. Leaked reports suggest that Blake may have used Silver Veil's PR and media reach to control public perception around her feud with Justin Baldoni and other controversies. If true, this would mean she was exploiting a nonprofit for personal gain, something that could completely destroy her reputation. As these rumors grew, Silver Veil's board members started asking questions. Was Blake using their press network to influence Hollywood media? Did she pressure the nonprofit to spin certain narratives in her favor? Were Silver Veil's resources being misused for personal reputation management? The backlash inside the organization was immediate. The nonprofit's leadership held an emergency meeting to discuss whether continuing their partnership with Blake was worth the risk. While they acknowledged that she had boosted donations, the potential harm to their credibility was too big to ignore. At this point, the scandal had reached a breaking point. But just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, new details leaked that made the situation even messier.
So it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But We're thinking of keeping her.
Yeah. Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
Amidst the Silver Veil controversy, another shocking revelation emerged. Blake's involvement with Silver Veil wasn't just about charity work. It was deeply connected to her behind-the-scenes conflict with Justin Baldoni. For months, reports of creative tensions between Blake and Justin had been circulating. Blake allegedly wanted more creative control over the film's production, influencing wardrobe, script changes, and marketing. Some insiders claimed she was using press tours to promote her personal business ventures instead of focusing on the film. Others accused her of stepping beyond her role, trying to assert control over the entire production. This behind-the-scenes power struggle reportedly spilled over into her dealings with Silver Veil. Leaked text messages allegedly showed Blake discussing ways to use the nonprofit's media connections to shift the narrative in her favor. Silver Veil's board members grew uneasy, worried that the nonprofit was being dragged into a Hollywood PR war. At this point, everything was unraveling. And then, Blake's lawyer quit. But why did the resignation happen so suddenly? What did the lawyer find out that made them walk away?
I mean, I internalized that as opportunity. We had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
The moment Blake's lawyer stepped away, it was a clear sign that something big was about to break. Legal insiders started speculating. Did the lawyer discover leaked communications proving Blake's misuse of Silver Veil? Was there a risk of legal action that made them distance themselves? Had they found contradictions between Blake's public statements and private dealings? The fact that Silver Veil immediately launched an internal investigation only made things worse. Donors started pulling support, fearing the nonprofit's integrity was compromised. Staff members were forced to answer uncomfortable questions about their ties to Hollywood. Legal experts were brought in to review every communication linked to Blake. This wasn't just a PR nightmare. This was a legal crisis waiting to explode. But what happens next could be even worse for Blake, because if Silver Veil cuts ties with her, her entire public image could collapse overnight. For days, Blake refused to comment on the lawyer's resignation or the Silver Veil controversy. Instead of addressing the situation, she continued posting unrelated social media content, avoided direct interviews or public statements, let PR teams scramble to contain the fallout. This silence only fueled speculation. Was she preparing for a legal battle? Was she trying to negotiate a private settlement with Silver Veil? Or was she hoping the media would move on before the full story came out? At this point, fans and critics alike were demanding answers. Because if the nonprofit scandal was real, it could do permanent damage to her career, credibility, and future business ventures. But would Blake be able to come back from this? Or is her downfall already set in motion?
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have one on my list. Oh, right, Jeff?
Well, even
And what is funny? So much more of a bird. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, he's guessing someone. Figure it out. Oh, too hard. I don't know.
Right now, Blake Lively is in a serious mess, and the way she handles this could decide whether she bounces back or loses everything. For years, she's been known as Hollywood's golden girl, always polished, always in control, never caught up in messy drama. But now, that perfect image is falling apart. Her lawyer didn't just quit, they walked away from her at the worst possible time. The nonprofit scandal is getting bigger, the media is digging for answers, and Hollywood insiders are already distancing themselves. So, what can Blake even do at this point? She could finally speak up and try to clear her name. If she's innocent, she needs to shut this down fast before it spirals even further. But if there's any truth to these accusations, stepping in front of a microphone could backfire in the worst way. She could stay silent and hope this blows over. Hollywood moves on quickly. A bigger scandal could push this out of the headlines. But if more evidence leaks or her lawyer starts talking, her silence will only make her look guilty. she could try to quietly rebrand. A lot of celebrities disappear for a while and come back with a new image. But with Silver Veil at the center of this mess, that might not be an option. No matter what, this isn't just some bad press. This could be career-ending. If her lawyer quit because of legal trouble, things could get way worse. If more receipts start coming out, she might not be able to talk her way out of this. And let's be real, the internet never forgets. So the big question is, what's Blake's next move? And more importantly, will it be enough to save her? Did Blake Lively manipulate a nonprofit to protect her public image? Why did her lawyer really quit? And what happens next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you watched the full video, comment "exposed" so we know you made it to the end. And if you want more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest scandals, hit that subscribe button because this story is far from over.